Here is how to create a killer content strategy for your business on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is by far the biggest opportunity for you to acquire clients. And let me show you why. There are 134 million people that are actively using LinkedIn. And LinkedIn has over 50% of active users every month. So your potential clients are definitely on LinkedIn. And if you're not on LinkedIn right now, you're missing on a big opportunity. And I want to show you how to set up a killer LinkedIn content strategy so that you can acquire your ideal clients. But first of all, let's define what is a content strategy and why you need one. So a content strategy is basically a roadmap for your content. It's going to tell you which channel you should use, how much time should you post, and what type of content you should create. All of this, it governs your content. And with a content strategy in place, you will be sure to be in the right direction. Now, let's see what a content strategy involves. And as you can see on this graph, guys, a content strategy has 8 fundamental points. The first one is to identify your goals, because you're not going to post without goals in mind. And each company is going to have different goals. For example, your goal might be to acquire clients. Another goal can be to be more, to build your brand awareness so that people knows more about you. Another goal can be to recruit your future employees. That's a goal, and that's building your brand, making it more aware and more appealing for future candidates. So the first one is, what do you expect of your content? Like, what will be your goal, creating content? And to have those goals in place is very important so that you manage your expectations. Then you need to understand your clients' needs. And for this, you need to know your clients. So you need to define your ICP. ICP is ideal customer profile, and it's very important that you know who your clients are and what are they need, because this will define your content. Then we need to define your content categories, and this is tied to your clients' needs. All right, so knowing your clients' needs will allow you to create those categories. What type of content will they respond to? All right, then we need to set your frequency. How much time are you going to post? Not only on LinkedIn, of course, this is the focus of this video, but we need an overall content strategy, and LinkedIn is a part of that content strategy. So you need to set your frequency. How much time are you going to post on LinkedIn? How much time are you going to post on via emails? How much time are you going to post on Instagram? You need to have all of this defined, and all of your team should be on the same page as you. Then we need to choose your content type. So, some companies are very good at making videos. Some others are good at text content. Others are very good at podcasts. So you need to find out what sets you apart from all of the other companies out there posting on LinkedIn. Make your content original. Maybe it's video that will work for you. Maybe it's carousel. Find your content. And for need, you will need to experiment a lot of different types of content. And then we need a distribution strategy, because so many companies are spending way too much time creating content and not enough time distributing that content. And I always have this rule in mind that you need 20% of your time to create the content and 80% of your time to distribute that content. Distribution is key if you want to be visible on LinkedIn and other social media platforms. Then we need to review the existing content and create a content calendar. That's the key of distribution. If you don't have a content calendar, well, you will be disorganized. I really recommend to have at least a few weeks of advance so that you don't do, you're not late every single day. Like, you don't wake up and wonder which kind of content should I create. With a content calendar, you will be organized. Finally, you need to track your results. If you don't measure your results, you won't know what works and what doesn't. If you notice, you can do more of what works and less of what doesn't work. So it's very important to track your results. And really, I want to emphasize the importance of building a great content strategy, because it will help you to generate more leads. It will help you to have a clear direction. It will help you to stay consistent over a year, because consistency is key when you create a content strategy. So I can emphasize, you need to start with this. You will need to start with a content strategy. This is by far the most important. Now, let's see how to create a killer content strategy for LinkedIn. Let's get into it. But before to go into it, I want to show you that LinkedIn is obviously a part of your overall content strategy. Your content strategy might include YouTube, might include ebooks, might include case studies. Always have this in mind. LinkedIn is a part of your overall content strategy. Your content strategy cannot be only LinkedIn. All right, it needs to be a full overall content strategy that is in integration with your business goals. All right. Now, here are 7 steps to build your LinkedIn content strategy. Let's get into it. And the first step, like in your content strategy, is really to define your target audience. That's very important, because if you don't have your target audience in mind, you won't know which kind of content you should create and what types of content, what formats will they be more responding to. So it's very important to first define your audience. That's the first step. Define your audience. And I really recommend to have a document that you will always keep by your side, mapping all of your ICP, all of your ideal customer profile. So who are they? What is their age? Which type of content do they consume? What are their main problems? And when you have those main problems, you know exactly what type of content to create. So it's very important to know your audience and to always have your audience in mind. That's why I always recommend to have those kind of user personas documents always by your side. Step 2, as I told you, is to decide on what goals you want to achieve on LinkedIn. Is that more leads? Is that more awareness? You need to define precisely the goals that you want to achieve. Step 3 is to define and prioritize your content, because you're not going to post everything, all right? You're limited by the amount of distribution that you will have. You can't just post anything. So it's very important to be strategic on the type of content that you are going to create. Again, does it answer your prospect's main problem? I know that personal content works well on LinkedIn, but remember that we're on LinkedIn to convert clients. And if you want to convert clients, you're going to have to post content that is interesting to them and that answer their main problems. All right, so prioritize your content. Again, it's very important to know your clients for this. So you need to have your audience in mind, and then you need to deduce what type of content they need, and you need to prioritize that content. What type of content is most important for your business right now? So when somebody looks at your post, what the next action that they should take? And that's why in your LinkedIn content, you should always have one call to action. I always recommend to have one call to action per post. It's very important. Step 5 is to define your LinkedIn content strategy. So how much time will you post per day? What will be the frequency? What types of contents are you going to create? When are you going to create that types of content? Are you going to share case studies with your clients? You need to have all of this in place. It's very important. It's a fundamental part of crafting your LinkedIn content strategy. You need to define all of those. You need to define the frequency. You need to define the types of content. You need to define when are you going to make that content, and also you need to define how can you make people trust you. That's how you become an authority in your industry. You need to build trust. That's by far the most important aspect on LinkedIn. People need to see you as an authority, and when they see you as the expert, that's when your brand is taking off. Step 6 to create a killer LinkedIn content strategy is to have a content calendar. Now, the content calendars are by far my favorite things ever, because you can have a clear view of how much you will post, so what will be the frequency, and also you can take some advances. Again, I told you that it's not really good to post your content a day after the other, so you should always have at least a week of advance in your content, and content calendar can really help you to schedule your content and to have your mind free. So that's why I really love content calendars, and I recommend you to use Marcopy's content calendar so that you can have one place where you create your content and you schedule your content. And the interface is very easy to use, so you can create your LinkedIn post and you can also publish them directly on Marcopy. So that way you can have months of advances in your content. But I want to talk to you about the feedback loop in content creation. And the feedback loop is very important, because when you post a week of content, you need to analyze what types of content did the best on LinkedIn, and you need to do more of those content, because those are answers of your audience. That's your audience telling you, I love this type of content, that's working for us. And when you spot that out, you need to do more of this content and less of the content that works less. Again, do not focus on just reach or number of impressions. Focus on conversions. How much people saw your content and wanted to take action with you, like booking a demo call or visiting your website. That's really how you track your goals. So the feedback loop is very important, but I always recommend to have a content calendar in place, because you can schedule your content and you can really take advance in your content creation. So as you can see here, I'm on the content calendar of Mark, and my whole team can schedule content on LinkedIn, and I can see, I can have a full view of the months of content. So as you can see, this is the content calendar that you will find on Markopy. You can have your whole team posting on this, and when you have your whole team posting on LinkedIn and seeing it from one place, one content calendar, trust me, it creates huge business, because you will have everybody posting. It creates a lot of impressions. Like, LinkedIn is great. It's a great opportunity right now. You can have tons of reach, tons of impressions. And when you have everybody posting on your team, everybody is on the same page, trust me, it can create huge results for your brand. So try Mark for 7 days free and test this content calendar. Test the LinkedIn post creator. It's awesome. And that's why I want to finish on step 7, is create content with your entire team. That's by far the most important thing. So if you have a team of 5 people, put everybody on the same page and let's make everybody publish on LinkedIn. That's so important. That's so key. And when you have everybody posting, the importance of a content strategy is even greater. So you need a content strategy if you want your whole team to be posting on LinkedIn, because otherwise everybody will go in different directions, and a content strategy gives direction for everyone, and one single direction. So everybody on your team should be posting on LinkedIn, but should be posting consistently following a content strategy that you defined previously. And finally, I want to share to you some tips that really worked well for me. The first one is to share industry news. So if you want to build trust and to be seen as an authority, you need to share industry news on your profile, or even company's profile. You have your personal accounts, the one of your team, and you also have your company's profile. You should be posting in all of them. And make sure to post about industry news, because it puts you as an authority on LinkedIn in your industries. Always create content that matters to your audience. And that's why the feedback loop is fundamental. You need to listen to your audience, you need to have empathy, and you need to see what works well for them. And always think about your audience when you make content. That's the most important thing of content creation. You need to think about your audience first. Also, you need to use visuals. Visuals works extremely well on LinkedIn. So either images or videos. Try to make your content stands out, all right? Images work super well on LinkedIn, like carousel as well. It takes a bit longer time, but it's worth it. It's worth it. Like, really spend time creating quality content for your audience. That's the key if you want to scale your content creation. I see a mistake that a lot of companies are doing is that they are not posting enough, and they are not gathering their entire team to post on LinkedIn. You need to post often. That's so important. You need to post at least once a day on LinkedIn if you want to see results. But the most important is to be consistent. So if you are posting once a day but only for 2 weeks, that's not good. So I would prefer you to post 3 times a week over a year, all right? And most people stop posting after a month or 2. So trust me, if you stay consistent for 6 months or even for a year, you're going to have tremendous results. The problem of people is that they stop posting after a month, but you need to create content consistently for over a year. That's how you will scale your content creation. Also, post at the right times. I know that on LinkedIn, posting around 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. is very good. After the afternoon, people have their day going on, they have work, they have their children. So posting in the morning is always better. And, people will see your post from their smartphone, like they will scroll through your posts. That's why, by the way, if you're making videos, always have subtitles, because people will often look through LinkedIn without the sound. So that's why it's important to always have subtitles if you're doing video content. But always imagine somebody going on the subway on his smartphone, checking your LinkedIn content. That's how you need to think when you create your content on LinkedIn, because that's how most people today consume the content on LinkedIn. It's through their smartphone. And finally, to finish this video, guys, I want to show you 2 things. The first one is that you can create killer LinkedIn posts for your business using AI. And I want to show you how to do it with markopy.ai. So you can create your post using AI and you can schedule it within one platform. I'm putting the link of this video in the description so that you can find it and you can see you can follow these tutorials so that you can see how to create content using AI. And if you want to see the entire article showing how to create a full content strategy on LinkedIn, I'm putting the link in the description. And by the way, at the end of this article, you can find 50 LinkedIn post ideas that you can use to scale your content creation. So click the link below, read the article, and find the 50 LinkedIn post ideas. So guys, if you like this video, please put a like and subscribe, and start your 7 days free trial at morecopy.ai so that you can create your LinkedIn posts using AI and schedule them directly within one platform. Thank you guys. I will see you in another video.